with. They're sports bets, yeah, the twins, they be checking in. Stacking up, green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, it's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. I'm joined here, as always, by my brother Tim. He will be here in a little bit, but we got a hockey slate to go over. We have an MLB game to go over, as we're down to just one playoff series remaining in the divisional series. Two of them got wrapped up last night, which was really nice to see. But before we get into today's games, before we get into today's slate, we're going to take a look back at what happened yesterday. What went right, what went wrong in the world of sports betting. We'll finish with baseball. College football was a terrible read. I had Sam Houston +4 and +160. The line actually dropped. The line went in my direction. Thought it was a good play, and they get blown out. So that was fun. The NHL, we got the Montreal team total over 2.5, which was rather easy, but they seriously blew not one but two multi-goal leads. They were up 2-0 and 5-3. 5-3 with 4.5 minutes left. The Leafs pulled the goalie twice, scored both times on those goalie pulls, and ended up winning in a shootout. Because nothing says hockey is back like losing another freaking game in overtime, and especially a big underdog like that. That's just frustrating. This is why I like team totals better than money lines, because Montreal team total got there. The money line did not. Winnipeg money line, they tied it late, and then the Flames scored with a minute left, which was also fun. Oilers -1 is probably the most wrong read on the entire card. They give up 8 goals, which luckily I had the over 6.5, so I kind of split out on that game. And then Kings were not a good read, but the over in that game was. So I went 3 and 4 overall in the NHL, down 1.01 units there in NHL. Baseball, finally a good day in baseball yesterday. A clean 5-0 sweep of the board there. Phillies first 5, Phillies full game. They blow out the Braves. Beautiful thing there. Houston first 5, Houston full game. They take care of business, and they advance to the Houston Astros Invitational. I mean the ALCS for the 7th consecutive year. And now I'll have +300. I have a +300 preseason ticket on them to win the series, basically, them to win the American League. And I got 6-1 for them to win the World Series. And I'm aware I could have gotten better prices later in the season, but it is what it is. And then the Astros. And then the Diamondbacks, Dodgers, first 5 under 5.5 was a winner as well. Lance Lynn made me sweat that because he gave up 4 runs in the third inning. But other than that, there was no other scoring in the first 5. So that was a winner there too. So overall, 8-6 yesterday, up 2.33 units. Starting to climb back out of what's been a terrible start to October. So hope to continue that. But on to today, where I've made a bet in the NFL. Oh, I forgot to type in the NFL game. That's what I forgot to do. Haha. Denver Broncos at Kansas City Chiefs. Give it a 10.5 and a 47. See if I got that right. Is it a 10.5 and a 47? Football. 10.5 and a 47. Beautiful. All right. But we'll head over to the chat, and then we'll get into some hockey. Morning. What's good? Yo. That's not your phrase. Had a huge night last night. There you go. 1 unit, 4.5 units. Oh boy. Yo. Yeah. What did you have? Absolutely exceptional night. There you go. Morning thoughts on anytime touchdown for Pacheco. Broncos have the worst rush defense in the league. Pacheco also scored last 3 games. I won't talk you off of it. I got I got the Chiefs in that game, and I got the under. So I think the Chiefs do put up some points, and I think they win some lines of 27-10, 31-10. So South Florida over FAU, North Texas over Temple, Navy over Charlotte. All right. And then we have, let's get it. Let's get Jay Smooth. Let's get into some hooky here. We have the Philadelphia Flyers taking on the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Jackets minus 125 favorites, total 6.5 in this game. Kind of an interesting matchup here. Two teams that were not good last year, and I expect not good from one and a little bit better from the other. Line opened up at 130, it's down to a 124. Line opened up at a 6.5 minus 115. It's still 6.5 minus 115. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this one here. I usually don't use this too much for hockey. I'm just curious what it is. We got 25% of the tickets, 78% of the cash is on the under, which is kind of interesting. 67% of the tickets are on the Blue Jackets. We do not have a cash flow for this game. This one's not one I've gotten involved with yet. For me, it would be Jackets or nothing in this game, I think. The Flyers are a team I'm not expecting. I had them rated last on my power rankings. Now they're on the road, getting a short number. And I get it. Columbus is tough to trust. Merce Leakins is not a good goaltender. They don't have Corpusalo anymore. They traded him last offseason. And it's going to be tough to trust the Jackets. Do I think they'll be better? Yes. Do I think maybe the over is a decent look in this game? Yeah. I think we should see goals in this spot here. I see this Columbus offense being better than it was last year just because everybody's healthy at the moment right now. And they weren't last year. That's the thing. So this Jackets team last year was bruised and battered by injuries. That top line is not bad. Cole Sillinger with Patrick Laine and Johnny Gaudreau. Boone Jenner with Alexander Texier and Emil Bemstrom. Adam Fantilli with Kirill the Throw Marchenko and Justin Danforth on the third line. Werenski on the top pairing. They got Provorov. They brought in Severson. So this team should be a little bit better. Maybe a team total over if I think that they can put up goals in this one. Maybe that's the way to look. I like the Blue Jackets. I really do. And when we look at this Philadelphia Flyers team, I think this is one of the worst teams in hockey. They have Sean Couturier on the top line with Bobby Brink and Joel Farabee. Morgan Frost is your second-line center with Owen Tippett and Cam Atkinson. Noah Cates is your third-line center with Travis Konechny and Scott Lawton. Your defensemen are Travis Sanheim, Cam York, Mark Stahl, Sean Walker. This is not a good hockey team, and I think this team should be faded. But this is one of those teams where I think could start off okay and then fall apart as the year goes along. So am I getting involved in this game? No. This is a tough game for me. Maybe I'd lean over. I lean Columbus if I had to play a side, but I feel like the Flyers will have a little bit of value here in the beginning of the season and then fall off later. So end up being a pass for me. Let's see. Had Phillies first five. Nice. Canadians plus 1.5. Nice. Flames and Reg. Abs and Reg. There it is. Braves first five run line. No. I'm going to go right back to the Phillies. I think the Phillies slammed the door. So how about them Avalanche? I was on the Kings. Thanks. I'm done with hockey. I tell you, I can't do anymore, and it just started. Sure. I'm on the Phillies money line. Yes. Flyers money line. Red Wings money line and Preds money line. There you go. Brewers couldn't get 5 goals. I was leaning under that game anyway. Over 6.5, I could see it. Flyers and over 6.5. Flyers, under and Stars, Wild and Reg. I'm leaning Blues in that game. So maybe the under there, and I did play the Wild at minus 124. Morning, fellas. Yeah. Atlanta, Philly, first 5 under 4.5. Ranger is that dude. The Phillies are underdogs in this game. I'm going to take the dog. Over 6.5 for EQ. I like the plays there. And then Mike Fier saying Sabres over Rangers, which is actually a good transition here, as we have the New York Rangers taking on the Buffalo Sabres in this one here. The Rangers are minus 130 favorites, total 6.5 in this spot. This line actually has come down a little bit too. It opened up at a 120. It got up to a 133 at one point. I got in at 131. It's down to a 126. Line opened up at 6.5 minus 101. It's a 6.5 minus 112 now. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this one here, as we have 60% of the tickets and 83% of the cash is on the Rangers. It explains why it's moved a little bit towards the Rangers since the opening line. 80% of the tickets are on the under, yet the line's moving towards the over in this spot. I do think the over does have a little bit of merit in this game. Originally, I was leaning under in this game, but the more and more I look at it, I think that we can see goals in this spot. But at the end of the day, we have I feel like that the Sabres are going to be a trendy underdog pick today. And I do like the Sabres team this year. Thompson, Tuck, and Skinner on the top line. Cousins, Olofsson, Peterka, second line. Middlestad, Greenway. Benson made the team on the third line there. He's going to be good. That blue line has the potential to be one of the best in hockey. Samuelson, Dahlin, Power, Yoki Haru. And the real question is, what are we expecting out of Devin Levi? That is the ultimate question here. And I just don't know. I do not know about Devin Levi yet. I did make a move on this game. Don't tell Tim. I bet the Rangers minus 131. But I think that they're still the better overall team in this matchup. And I think we're getting a reasonable price with them here on the road. And the lines move towards them. The bigger bets have come in on them. And this is still a decent team. Zibanejad, Kakko, Kreider on the top line, Hedl, Lafreniere, Panarin on the second line, Trocheck on the third line with Blake Wheeler. Their blue line's good. Ryan Lindgren, Adam Fox, Keandre Miller, Jacob Trouba, Eric Gustafsson, Brian Schneider. And they've got a world-class goalie in Igor Shesterkin. But I think the times to fade the Rangers this year will be without Igor in net. And I still think there will be good times to fade them against decent teams or when you're getting a really good plus tag on them. I just don't think the risk reward is there for the Sabres today. I think the Sabres start off slow a little bit, but they do make the playoffs. So I got the Rangers here in this one at minus 131. Braves ain't tanking tonight. There's no way the Braves get knocked out. Not a chance. They were how many games better than the Phillies? There's no chance the Phillies the Braves get eliminated tonight. Lean under 6.5. Suarez definitely ain't no Ranger. He is a Ranger. Riley RBI for the Stacks pod. There you go. Sabres plus 130. Weren't you guys saying the Braves were going to choke a couple months ago? Yep. Rangers overhyped. They very well could be. I wonder who Tim likes in this game. I think he said he liked New York in this game. I think Fernando leads the Sabres. Skinner. Sabres for the cup. Boo. Do not put the Rangers on the site. I wasn't going to. I don't want to lay the puck on them. Timmy. Yeah. Yep. I'm on the same page. I should have had a profitable NHL night last night, except the Canadians want to choke multiple 2-goal leads away. So, yeah, I know. But we will move on to the next game here. Not a game I'm particularly interested in. The New Jersey Devils and the Detroit Red Wings. The Devils 235 favorites with a total of 6.5 in this game. Now, the Devils are going to be one of the best teams in hockey this year. So line opened up at a 255. It's down to a 235. And the line opened up at a 6.5 at plus 104. It's now a 6.5 at minus 103. I think overs in Devils games will be the way to go in this game this season. There are 75% of the tickets on the over. I really don't care. 71% of the tickets, 80% of cash is on the puck line for the Devils, 60% of the tickets, 61% of cash is on the money line for the Devils. And I think the best way to approach this game, if you want to back the Devils, is you look at the team total, which will hopefully be a 3.5 minus 144. I still am not a fan of this Detroit of this Detroit Detroit Red Wings team. This is a team that I think is going to struggle a little bit this year. So I am going to look at the New Jersey Devils. I like their team total over. It's 3.5 juiced at -144. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with laying team totals, laying numbers on team totals. If I think there's value on them. The Devils are going to be a high flying offense this season. I also like the over 6.5 at -103. I think there's going to be goals in this game. I'm going to bet them both here. I like the Devils. This is probably one of the deepest teams in hockey this year. Their top line, I love it. Hughes, Bratt, and Toffoli. Then Huscher, Meyer, Dawson Mercer, Howla with Palat and Holtz. They're the blue lines with Siegenthaler, Hamilton, Moreno, Hughes. I really like. The big question for them, which is why I think overs will be a decent look for them. Their starting goaltenders are Vitek, Vanacek, and Akira Schmid, which I have big question marks about. So I do think that they're going to struggle defensively, and I think that one thing we could expect from the Red Wings this year is they might be able to put up goals. Larkin, Perron with DeBrincat on that top line. I love the addition of DeBrincat for these Red Wings. It gives them a good punch, a goal-scoring punch on the top line. Lucas Raymond with JT Comper and Robbie Fabry on the second line is not bad. Cobb with Sprong and Rasmussen on the third line. Their defense core is okay. Sider, Wallman, Sherratt, Petrie, Gossesbear, Mata. Ville Husso had a nice year last year. Let's see if he can do it again. I think this is going to be a high-powered Devils offense. I took the team total over 3.5 at $1.44. Full game over 6.5. If you don't want the team total over at that juice, just take the full game over. Or maybe you can grab. Let's see if they let you do this. Yeah, you can get Devils money line in the over at plus 181 if you like that as well. Devils money line over plus 181. I think that they win this game and it goes over. So it's kind of my lean there as well. So I'm on the Devils team total over 3.5, the full game over 6.5 as well. There's no way the Phillies win another game in a row. I mean, no, they're underdogs. They shouldn't win. They're underdogs, and the Braves have their best pitcher on the mound. I expect them to lose this game and head back to Atlanta. Devils puck line. I lean that way. Don't want to lay the juice. Red Wings got a shot. Yeah, that's why I took the team total over for the Devils instead. Devils -1.5. Jack Hughes should get over 4.5 shots on goal. Devils winning the cup. I like that pick a lot. I do like the Devils an awful lot this year. And Tim saying Devils puck line. Yep. Let's get into the next matchup here. I think this one's going to be interesting. The St. Louis Blues and the Dallas Stars. The Stars are -210 favorites, total 6.5 in this one. Let's take a look at this line history here. It opened up at a 210. It is stated at 210. The original line move was a couple cents towards the Blues, and it's come right back. Line opened up at a 6.5 at plus 104. It's a 6.5 at plus 105. So a small move toward a 1 cent move towards the under. 93% of the tickets, 87% of the cash is on the under. We have 59% of the tickets are on the Stars, and no line movement, no cash flow either on the money lines at all. And I expect better from the Blues this year, and I think the Dallas Stars are elite. This is a really good Dallas Star team. Roope Hintz is questionable for today's game. That's something to keep in mind. He's a game time decision, most likely going to play, I believe. He's on the top line with Pavelski and Robertson. Duchesne, I like that addition. He's going to be with Sagan and Marchman. Wyatt Johnson with Ben and Evgeny Dananov. This is a really good team. On the blue line, Ryan Suter, Mira Heiskanen, Hakanpää with Harley, Lindell with Lindquist. This is a really good Dallas Stars team. That being said, on the flip side here too, I expect better from this young core for the St. Louis Blues. Robert Thomas with Jordan Kyrou, Pavel Buchnevich, Braden Shen with Kasperi Kapanen and Brandon Saad, Kevin Hayes with Sammy Blau and Jacob Ferrana. I like their blue line with Parayko, Leddy, Krug, Falk, Scandella. I think this is going to be a decent thing. I think the one thing that I have circled to keep an eye out here with the St. Louis Blues is what do we expect from Jordan Binnington? And I expect better from him this season. I think that we could see a better Jordan Binnington. And I think the Blues are very live in this game. And I kind of want to take a shot here with the plus 186 with these St. Louis Blues. I think they're very live to potentially win this game. You can also get their team total over 2.5 at minus 115. But I have a feeling this game could slightly go towards the under in this spot. So I'm kind of interested in the Blues. Maybe if we expect Jordan Binnington to be better, the Stars team total under 3.5 at minus 101, I think could have some merit here as well. I lean Blues in this spot. I haven't pulled the trigger on anything yet. I lean in that direction. I don't know if I'm going to bet the game though. Thinking about Devils in regulation, but I don't cap hockey. I don't like regulation bets. I don't. If you're going to bet the Devils, take the team total or take the puck line. Don't take regulation bets. I don't like those. Blues plus 200. Yeah, I'm very interested in the Blues. For me, hockey player props cash better than the NBA player props. Yep. The Stars at night are big and bright. Maybe under 6.5. Yeah, I kind of think the under 6.5 has a decent merit here in this game. I want to bet the Blues. I might end up on the Blues later. We'll see. But we'll move on here. Seattle Kraken and Nashville Predators, two teams that have actually played a game so far this season. The Preds are minus 115 with a total of 6 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot. We have this line opened up at a minus 102 for the Predators. It's now a minus 114. Wow, the line's moved 12 cents towards Nashville. Line opened up at a 6.5. It's down to a 6. So a move towards the under and a move towards these Predators in this game, which is kind of interesting. Preds at home. Both looked okay. Obviously, the Kraken did not look very good. The Preds held their own against the Lightning. They had plenty of chances to win that game. 60% of the tickets, it looks like, are on the Seattle Kraken in this game. 89% of the tickets, 98% of the catches on the under. The line has moved down half a goal. I'm not really interested in the total in this game. I am interested in Nashville, however. And with the line moving the way it is, I feel like Seattle is going to be a trendy pick, and I really like Seattle heading into the season. I do, but with that being said, they did play Vegas in their first game, which I think this could be a potential bounce back spot. But I'm going to grab some Nashville here at $1.14 to beat the Seattle Kraken. I like the Kraken still. Don't get me wrong. But I think there's a decent spot for the Preds here. The better goaltender. They're at home. The Kraken are the better team. But the markets are kind of pointing towards the Predators are going to win this game. And I think the Preds come out on top in this one. So I'm going to take a little bit of Nashville here at minus 114 against the Seattle Kraken for this game. As for a total at 6, I would lean towards the over, but no play on the total. They're just the Preds here. Whereas Tim A, I think he's driving home. I kind of want to do Preds and Reg instead of money line. At minus 114, you don't have to do the regulation line. So Stars under, Knights puck line, Wild money line. I like the last two there. I like it. Nashville minus 115. Yep. And Tim on the Predators as well. We'll get into it. 2 games remaining. I have plays on both these games, and this one is more of a fade of one team than a backing of the other. Let's get into it. We have the Minnesota Wild taking on the Florida Panthers. This line is back to a 130. It opened up at a 119 for the Wild, and it's gone up to a 130, so an 11-cent line movement towards Minnesota. Line opened up at a 6.5 at minus 101. It's now a 6.5 at minus 104. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot here. For Minnesota and Florida, we have 66% of the tickets, 78% of the cash is on these Minnesota Wild. 67% of the tickets are on the over, no cash flow on that. I kind of agree with the tickets coming in on on this over as well, because when we look at this matchup here, this is exactly why it's more of a fade of one team than a backing of the other. Is the Florida Panthers will be without their top 2 defensemen, Aaron Ekblad and Brandon Montour, to start the season. And I'm not a huge fan of this Wild team, but I am very low to start the year on the Florida Panthers. They're coming in off of their Stanley Cup run. They lost in the Stanley Cup Finals, obviously, in 5 games to the Vegas Golden Knights. And this Wild team could be interesting this year. Hartman on the top line with Zuccarello and Kaprizov. Eric Tanek with Boley and Johansson. Rossi on the third line with Foligno and Goudreau. Dewar with Maroon and Duhaime. I like that Maroon addition there. Brock Faber is going to get some decent playing time here in his rookie year on the other side of Jonas Brodin. Middleton with Goligoski. Addison with Morel. The big question is who's going to be at net. As a Wild money line backer, I'm going to hope it's Gustafsson because I do think that I would much rather have my money on Gustafsson than I would Fleury. And I am on the Minnesota Wild here in this spot. I got him at -124 last night, and I'm going to jump on a little bit of team total over 3.5 at even money as well. I think not having your top two defensemen can be very, very detrimental to these Florida Panthers in this spot, and I think they're going to struggle to start the season. They're going to give up goals. So I'm on the Wild here. -124 is what I got with them last night, and I'm grabbing the team total over 3.5 at even money as well. I think the Wild are able to get on the board early and often in the spot, and they take care of business. So I'm on the Wild here. Team total over 3.5 and the money line at -124. Wild money line, and I'm going to be leaving for Greenville soon. All right, so Tim, you're just not jumping on the show at all. Got it. I hit the like button like an adult. Appreciate it. You hope Bill Cosby money lines. Yeah. What do you guys think of the Broncos team total under since the full game dropped to 47? Love it. What is that Broncos team total under? Because I have the Chiefs in the under. 17.5. Yeah, no, I have the Broncos getting like 10 points in that game. I see something along the lines of like 24-10, 31-10, something along those lines. Yeah, I don't mind that. 17.5. I might play that myself, so we'll see. Wild haven't won against the Panthers in 4 years. The Panthers are missing their top two defensemen. I can care less what they've done the last 4 years. Missing top two defensemen sounds important. Yes, especially those two. Ekblad and Montour, those are two huge pieces. So Wild and Reg +120. Yep. Under, yeah. UFC dog of the week, Cameron Simeon, max bet. Good luck. Why do you like the under in the game tonight? It started at 51, went down to 47. Broncos defense is so bad. Primetime unders, that's just a trend I've been following all year. I don't trust the Broncos. I think the Chiefs are more of an under team than people think they are. Now they may drop 30 points and they may drop 30 points and the game still stay under because I like I've said 31-10, 27-10. I think it's something along those lines. Now if the Broncos score points, I'm screwed. But I still like the under. It's supposed to be very windy as well. I think we're going to see a decent amount of running the football. I think more methodical drives for the Chiefs tonight as well. So, plus it's a divisional game too. These two teams know each other. What the hell is it? Greenville, East Carolina. It's the game tonight. But we'll move on to the final hockey game of the night. The Vegas Golden Knights traveling to San Jose to take on the Sharks. The Golden Knights are -240 with a total of 6.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot. Line opened up at a 224. It's up to a 238. So a nice little line movement there towards the Vegas Golden Knights. Line opened up at a 6.5 at +100. Now it's a 6.5 at -101. Now, what we saw from the Vegas Golden Knights last game was an absolute defensive clinic. And this Vegas Golden Knights team is still, I think, on paper, the best team in hockey. We went over them last time. Eichel, Marchessault, Barbashev on the top line, Stevenson, Stone, Cotter on the second line, Carlson, Amadio, Dorofeyev on the third line, Nicholas Wild with Kolasar and Ron Bjorg on the third line, or on the fourth line. This is the best blue line in hockey. Pietrangelo, Haig, McNabb, Theodore, Hutton, and Pascal. And Aiden Hill was sensational. He was absolutely fantastic. And the crazy thing is they were that good without Alec Martinez, without Zach Whitecloud as well, who are both starting the year on the IR. for Vegas. So this team is only going to get better, which is absolutely terrifying here. And this Sharks team, I think, is the worst team in hockey this season. Them and the Flyers. And usually this would be like, oh, I'm going to take a shot with the San Jose Sharks. No, the hell I'm not. And I was interested in that team total over for the Vegas Golden Knights at 3.5, but it's a minus 143. So I'm not going to take a shot with that, but I am on the Vegas Golden Knights puck line at plus 105. I think they take care of business in this game. I think this is another defensive clinic here for these Vegas Golden Knights. You can get the team total under 2.5 for the Sharks at minus 115. I think that has a little bit of that. I feel like that's a decent look as well. I could see something along the lines of 4-1, 5-2 at the worst for this game. 2 being the worst for the Vegas Golden Knights. I was sitting there watching the entire game against the Kraken. They put 2 defensemen in the front of the goaltender, help mask any type of shots that will come close to it. They keep the puck to the outside. This is a damn good Vegas Golden Knights defensive core. They're the best in hockey, and this is why they won a cup, and this is why they were very primed to win another cup this year. So I'm on the Vegas Golden Knights here, plus 105. I think this is just a bet on team until further notice. I'm not going to be in the business of fading the Golden Knights. I think it's just going to be Golden Knights or pass when these games do come up. And for this one, it's Golden Knights puck line for me, plus 105 in this spot. Leaning the under. I could see it. Yeah, me too. I got him at plus 11. All under 5.5. I can see that. 4-1 in Vegas. Sharks don't stand a chance. Yeah. Vegas team total over if you want to lay $1.43. Sure. Knights minus 1.5. Yep. And VGK. Yep. But we will head into the baseball game. We have 2 games left. We have the baseball game and we have the Thursday night football game. The Atlanta Braves travel to Philadelphia to take on the Phillies. The Braves minus 145 favorites, total of 8.5 in this game. We have Ranger Suarez taking on Spencer Strider. And both these pitchers were awesome in game 1 of this series. Ranger Suarez only went 3 2/3, I think, but he looked good in those. Line opened up at Atlanta minus 145. It's down to a 144, so it's a 1 cent line movement towards the Phillies. Line opened up in an 8.5 minus 120. It's now an 8.5 minus 105. So line move towards the under here in this spot, suggesting that both Suarez and Strider pitch well in this game. We have 53% of the tickets are on the Phillies, and we have no cash flow in this game. We have no cash flow at all, feels like, for most of these games today, which is extremely frustrating. But this is pretty simple for me, and I get it. People love Spencer Strider. I personally don't. I don't think I think he's that pitcher where he'll go out there, give you 10 strikeouts, but give up 4 runs. Like he's not somebody that I'm particularly interested in backing. So here's how I'm approaching this game, and it's been the same thing the last few games. Phillies first 5, Phillies full game. I'm just going to back the Phillies. It's Red October. This team is an absolute wagon, and I'm not high on the Braves right now. I get it. They were the best team in baseball this year, but they're not built for the playoffs like the Phillies are. I think the Phillies have the capability to win the World Series this year, and I'm going to be back. Basically, I think my strategy right now, and it's been working in those specific series, it's back the Phillies and back the Astros. Until further notice. I mean, these are the 2 best teams in baseball right now, in my opinion. Yeah, the Rangers have been decent. Yeah, the Diamondbacks have looked great. But I think that the Phillies and the Astros end up meeting in the World Series again. So I am on the Phillies here. I did grab the Phillies here, first 5 at plus 136, full game at plus 132. I'm going to continue to ride the Phillies until the wheels fall off. So I'm on Philadelphia in this game. No way the Braves get eliminated in 4 games again this year like they did last year. Not a chance. So, yeah, give me the Phillies first 5 and full game. This series is over. I wouldn't say that yet. We need 27 outs from the Phillies with a lead, and then we could say that. Phillies to lead after 5 plus 130, 165 and full game. There you go. Phillies have a chance. They absolutely do. And I think this line is ridiculous. I get it. It's Spencer Strider, but no. They shouldn't be laying $1.45 at home. I get it. Their back's up against the wall. I don't care. We'll move into the Thursday night football game here. Then we'll close out the show. Kansas City Chiefs minus 10.5, total 47 in this game against the Denver Broncos. We have this line did open up, I believe, at a 51. That's absolutely crazy. But this line just plummeted. I'm pissed I didn't get in at the better number, but it is what it is. Sometimes it just happens. And it's down to a 47. I did get a 47.5 in this game and a 24 first half. So I didn't get the worst of the line, but I did not get a good line. Line opened up at a 10.5. It's still a 10.5, which is kind of scary because I know. Oh wow! Actually, 52% of the tickets and 67% of the cash is on the Broncos. Wow! So more bets are coming in on the Broncos than there are on the Chiefs. That's kind of interesting there. 59% of the tickets, 87% of the cash is on the under, which is why the line has moved down the way it has. And I am on the Chiefs. My number for this game, I believe, was a 13. My numbers said they should be around 13 and a half, and getting 10.5 I think is cheap. And of course the first half full game under. I feel like the Chiefs are a semi hedge off the under. If the under were to lose, it's because the Chiefs are putting up 40 points tonight. It's not because the Broncos are putting up points. And I'm actually kind of interested. One person brought it up earlier with that Broncos team total under. That's a 17.5 at minus 120. I am going to move on that as well. I like this team total under for the Broncos here. I just moved at that 17.5 at minus 120. I think that does have some nice merit to it as well, because I think this Kansas City Chiefs defense is better than people think it is. And this Chiefs team is not the over team they've been in years past. The Chiefs are actually 2-3 over under this year. They stayed under last week. Got in a 27-20 win over the Vikings. They went over against the Jets. That total is 41.5. And they went over against the Bears. That's because they put up 41 points against them. Other than that, 21-20 loss against the Lions, 17-9 a win against the Jaguars. The 23-20 game against the Jets would have stayed under this number, and the 27-20 game against the Vikings would stay under this number as well. The only time they went over is because the Bears are terrible at defense. Now, granted, the Broncos, this is a terrifying under because the last 4 weeks they've given up 31, 28, 70, and 35. Now, I think they can still give up 35 in this game and stay under 35-10. I don't see the Broncos scoring more than 10 points in this game, and if they do, then it is what it is, and I move on. But I'm on the Chiefs minus 10.5. I just grabbed some Broncos team total under 17.5, and I got the first half under 24, full game under 47.5 for me here in this one. Let's see. Going down with the ship. Braves plus 200 for the series. Already bet. Good luck, man. I almost did an Astros Phillies parlay, but didn't pull the trigger. Yeah. I have a feeling Broncos plus 10.5 is the move, and it just might be. But my numbers say this should be 13. Phillies versus Braves is not a series that ends quick. Yeah, because it didn't last year either. In 4. Last year, Phillies won game 1, Braves came back, won game 2, and Phillies dominated 3 and 4. History repeats itself. MLB wouldn't mind the series to extend. Yeah, but I mean, they're still multi-billion-dollar industry. So yeah, Phillies, Casey Altline minus 21, and Braves will shove back. Yeah, but yeah, MLB wouldn't mind for more revenue. All 4 wild card series were sweeps, so I think so. I don't see the Braves laying down. I never said they were going to lay down, but I just think the Phillies are a better team, and you caught a hot Phillies team. It's just the way it is. You play 162 games to find out who's going to be hot in October. But that is the entire slate for today, which means it's time for a little bit of
housekeeping.
If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you enjoyed the content, hit the like button. Follow us on all of our other social medias here on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. If you want to help support the channel, you can become a member at $4.99 a month. We do member exclusive videos for our college football cards, for our NFL cards, and we're going to be doing that with college basketball as well, probably. I'll probably post here and there, maybe a hockey player or two, maybe some props, stuff like that, if I do get into that on the members only and things along those lines. But but a quick little recap for today, and then we were going to head on out. I'm on the Chiefs -10.5, Broncos team total under, full first half under, full game under. A lot invested into this one here. I'm on the Phillies first 5 and full game for the MLB, and then in the NHL. Wow, that Jackets line dropped even more. I'm glad I stayed off that one. I'm on the Rangers money line. I'm on the Devils team total over and the full game over. I want to back the Blues. I really do. I stayed off though. I'm on the Predators -114. I'm on the Wild -130, and I'm on the Golden Knights puck line at +105. And I actually got the Wild team total over 3.5 as well. But that is going to do it for this one. We will catch you guys same time tomorrow for another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. Good luck, guys.